I met Brainard, and this is where we have the farm fair and our family ranch here, and it's been in the family right here since 1939 was when my dad leased it, and then he purchased it in 1941, and I was born and raised here, and all my kids and grandkids has been raised here on the same place. And
the program started 15 years ago. Two men saw a need. They saw that kids didn't know anything about agriculture. They didn't know where their food came from. And so these two men decided to do something about it. They started this program as a field trip, a one-day field trip. They taught these kids about agriculture and what it meant to be a farmer and a rancher and where their food came from.
We've done over the years, when we first started out, I guess we had about 300 kids the first year or two, and now we're up to 1,200, so it's been growing every year, and nice that we can bring everybody together and get the event put on. We have about somewhere between 200, 225 volunteers that show up here and help us do this, and without them it wouldn't be possible, but it's just great to get everybody to come together and do it.
Farm Fair volunteers come from a wide variety of groups. As part of the Belgrade and Bozeman Joint Chambers of Commerce's, we have a committee that heads Farm Fair, and from that we reach out to all different organizations and groups and ask for volunteers. We have volunteers from the chambers, we have volunteers from local businesses. The banks are fantastic about sending volunteers. We have volunteers from the beef producers and the cattle women, and just the general public that has a interest in agriculture and enjoys what we do here at Farm Fair.
This year we had 1,200 fourth graders come through, 400 kids a day. It takes a lot of people and a lot of logistics to have this all done. The buses come in and they drop the kids off. We have the FFA student leaders from the Belgrade High School come and lead the 16 groups of students around to the stations. It keeps the kids in order. They know who they're supposed to follow and where they're supposed to go. So we try to start the day with a welcome and a pledge of allegiance, which the kids seem to like. They like to be welcomed. And then we send them off to their stations. Each station is 15 minutes long. We blow a horn. The kids rotate through every station every 15 minutes. There's 16 of those in addition to a wagon ride that we take them on. Station number 1 is our forestry station that is put on by the U.S. Forest Service. They teach us about recreation and fire prevention. Station number 2 is the weeds. Gallatin County Weed District puts that station on. Kids learn how to identify noxious weeds. Third station is dairy cows, put on by local producers. Kids actually get to milk a cow and learn about milk byproducts and cows. Fourth station is beef cows, put on by local beef producers. Kids learn about where their meat comes from and also the byproducts that the beef cow produces. Fifth station is pleasure horses. Again, local producers put that on. Kids learn about the horses. They get to pet the horses. Sixth station is potatoes, put on by MSU. And kids dig potatoes. They learn about the plant and all the parts of it. Seventh station is goats. Kids get to milk a goat and they play with the baby goats in that one. Our eighth station is crops, and they cover Montana crops, all the crops that are grown in the state. They actually bring in samples of the crops, and kids learn more about those. Ninth station is pigs, and local producers provide the pigs, and the kids get to learn all the different products that come from pigs, including the meat. Our 4-H station, they bring in poultry, geese, ducks, and rabbits. Kids learn about the 4-H program. Our bee station is manned by MSU, and they learn about bees and pollination. Our sheep station is, again, local producers set up that station, and they learn about the sheep and the wool and how to spin wool and products that are made from the wool. Our 13th station is the water cycle, and the kids learn about the water cycle from the beginning to the end of the cycle, where water comes from. Our wheat station is from field to table, so they get to actually grind the wheat and learn more about what's made with the wheat flour. Farm safety, they also cover farm safety and ATV safety, and Farm Bureau puts that station on. Our ice cream station, the kids actually make tin can ice cream. They roll the cans across the a flatbed trailer make the ice cream and get to eat it, and that's usually the favorite station of the kids. The 17th station basically is our wagon ride, and we have 9 teams of draft horses that take the kids out in the field. On an alfalfa field, they learn about the pivot irrigation system and where the water cycle ties into with the creek that runs through the ranch and how the water ends up in the Gulf of Mexico.
I'm here today at Farm Fair with my 4th graders. 4th graders are a great age because they are becoming really aware of the world around them, and they're getting very excited about it. And as Montanans, it's important that we are knowledgeable about the agricultural-based communities that we live in. And a lot of people, even here at Farm Fair, think that my 4th graders will know a lot about agriculture because we're from Manhattan, we're from a rural community. And actually, that's not really true anymore. The kids aren't as experienced with farms and ranches as they used to be. And so this gives them an opportunity to get out of the classroom to experience what it is like. They get some hands-on experience with plants, with animals, with insects. The kids love every aspect of this. They talk a lot about the horses and the cows.
My name's Pierce Burkett and I go to Manhattan Elementary School, and my favorite thing at Farm Fair was making the ice cream.
What animal did you like the best?
Probably the ducks.
Hi, my name is Maggie Miller. I'm a 4th grader at Manhattan Elementary. My favorite part in Farm Fair was learning about the cows, the dairy cows. I really like coming out to the farm instead of the classroom.
It's an important program because these kids not only learn about where their food comes from, they're also learning about their environment around them and how farmers and ranchers take care of their crops, their land, their animals.
And some of the other kind of interesting things about it is we've got kids here now that come and are actually presenters that went through this program as 4th graders, and that's another real rewarding thing to us that shows how important this is and how much the kids really get out of it when they're willing to come back and donate their time and teach things about agriculture to other kids and stuff. And we see people over the state and here locally, and they'll hear my name or something, or we'll be visiting, and they find out who I am, and they say, "Oh, you're the people that have the farm fair at your place." And so, you know, this event is pretty well statewide, not just here in the local community. And we've got volunteers that's been here with us ever since we started 15 years ago, and we've got few of the presenters the same way that are here, have been here for 15 years. And so that's pretty rewarding to us.